What is going on YouTube? Aaron here, and in today's video we are going to be diving back into the Summer Wells case. Specifically, we're going to be talking about some of the biggest questions that you all have about the case as it stands right now. I sourced these questions from the Summer Wells Reddit page. I just posted, what are your biggest questions with this case? And you guys delivered. There was 3,000 people that saw the post, over 30 comments, and we're going to go through each of them today, or at least the majority of them. So hopefully we'll get 5 to 10 real, solid points that we can make from this. And it can be kind of a discussion video. So if you have anything to add to this, please comment down below. I will be down in the comments checking out your responses. But let's get into the first comment. They say, the biggest question for me now are, do the police have the police spoken to the brothers? If so, what did they say, and could they have been coached? I'm almost positive the police have spoken to the brothers. If the police haven't spoken to the brothers, if TBI hasn't spoken to the brothers, then they are literally not doing their jobs, because the brothers are a few of the main key people that are part of the main key timeline in all of this, right? We have Candace and Grandma and Summer coming home after their entire day, where the brothers are supposedly, a part of that story, helping put away groceries. You have Candace telling the brothers, watch out for Summer. She's going to be playing or whatever before she went missing. So of course the brothers are key players in all of this. And so 100% they have probably been spoken to numerous times. Could they have been coached? I don't know exactly how long it was between the incident and them being taken. I think it was over a month, if I'm correct. I could be wrong on that. So absolutely they could have been told, if anyone talks to you about this, this is what happened, or, whatever. So for sure it could have been coached. I don't know exactly what this person's referring to, but absolutely. Also, they ask, is it proven that the video taken at the swimming hole was actually on June 15th? I believe some people went in and looked at the metadata on the TikTok to at least confirm that it was posted at that time. I would assume that it probably was, just considering they went to the swimming hole that day. I think they truly went swimming. Obviously, this is part of Hunter's story. Grandma talks about it. I don't think that part was made up. And so I would think that there's probably no reason to believe that the video at the swimming hole wasn't actually on that day. It would be weird for her to just post another occasion where Hunter was with them swimming at the swimming hole. They would be covering up something much larger there if that wasn't the case. And especially the video of Summer on the way back, apparently they were able to go in and look at the metadata on that video clip, the one we all know of with Summer in the back seat. And apparently they were able to confirm that was taken that day on the 15th, only several minutes from home. So I think a lot of the stuff from that day is confirmed in terms of social media and videos taken, photos, things like that. I know these are questions that only police possibly can answer and won't be answered publicly anytime soon. Seems like we've gone round and round in circles with what is available publicly. Yeah, it does seem like we're at that point where we're going round and round in circles, but it's interesting because we're starting to find little holes. And then you have Grandma speaking, and I talked about this in one of my previous videos, and it's helping either support or maybe not support this story that we all have been kind of given from the beginning of all this. And so it does feel like we're going around in circles, but at the same time, that's what needs to be done in order to poke holes in the overall timeline. So that was a good comment. This person says, why is the mother so darn interested in YouTube streaming versus looking for her daughter? And then someone commented, wait, Candace has a YouTube channel? And then we have someone linking her YouTube channel. And yeah, we've kind of been touching on Candace's YouTube channel as of lately, because we've got Dawn sitting in jail until at least August 12th or 6th, something like that. Grandma just spoke. There's different messages coming out, whether they're actually from Grandma or not. There's a lot going on, and Candace is taking to YouTube more and more, as we're seeing. And, it's not a good look, some of the ways she's appearing on YouTube, but what it can do is potentially provide and be an opportunity for her to slip up and say something that changes the entire dynamic of the case. And so, yeah, I don't know why she's so interested in doing the YouTube stuff. I would imagine, and I've said this in previous streams, she's seeking validation from people, because there are people in her comments on her live streams that 100% seem to support her. They want to support her financially even. She's linking her Cash App, she's linking her Amazon wish list, things like that, which is It's like, fine, but also you should be linking a number. And I've said this many times. Why isn't she also linking the number to call if anyone has any answers or information in regards to the whereabouts of Summer? So it's like the interest in just getting online, it's like she should be using that as an opportunity to build a platform to search for Summer. It seems like that's all gone by the wayside. Anyways, this person says because she already knows Summer is gone, that's why Candace talks about Summer in past tense in all of her interviews. Miss Emotions 220 says she isn't educated, struggles with addiction and domestic violence. That seems to go back generations. The fact that law enforcement is only looking outside and around the creek means they're only looking for a body of her daughter. That would make any parent feel helpless. It's been almost a year since searching in the area, searching in the same areas, and nothing of significance to warrant an arrest has been found. It's time to start looking into other theories. So that's where it's like there's the accident theory that a terrible accident happened that day, and they potentially were trying to cover that accident up in an effort to not, tear apart their family. If something happened and there was negligence involved, she wasn't paying attention, they came home, she was napping, even if she was just napping, even if she wasn't under the influence of something and something happened to Summer, or Summer was taken and she truly doesn't know what happened, but she was drunk or high during that, she would probably try to cover that story and tell a different story that says otherwise. And so there are many, many theories around this story. I lean every day, it seems like, back to the accident theory. I don't think Dawn and Candace purposefully tried to hurt Summer. I think that they are withholding information in all of this in an effort to not hurt themselves and their families. I think it's been handled poorly all around. I'll just say that. This person's talking about local police, they're saying local police are definitely lazy, borderline incompetent, also corrupt. They're saying that the local law enforcement ran out of ideas. I'm struggling to find sympathy in my heart for this woman who has birthed and neglected more than just the 4 children present in this case. Now she is a victim of Donald. Oh, she is a victim of Donald Welts for sure, but she's got victims of her own, and I'm frankly more concerned about them than her. So yeah, this makes a good point, and I talked about this in my live stream from Friday night or Thursday night. Back on the 10th, where right after Candace went online, she seemed to be under the influence of something. It was a 5-minute live stream. It was very bizarre. We talked about substance abuse in that live stream, and that it's not just as easy as quitting, right? People are like, you should just quit and be looking for your kids. And it's like, it runs rampant, first of all, across the country. And second, it's not as easy as just quitting, right? You have to have people in your corner to hold you accountable day in and day out. And Candace doesn't have that right now. And so I'm not sympathizing with her in any way, but I am saying it's not as easy as just being done with it and being on a different course in life. So there's a lot, like I said, that's just gone terribly wrong in this case. And the real true victims are the children, really, both Summer and the brothers. This person says, I would like to know when the last verified alive sighting of Summer took place by an uninvolved party. Now this, when I read through this was a good question, because we don't really have, at least publicly, the law enforcement may have someone who came forward that said, yeah, I saw them at Sonic or whatever the case may be. I think truly, when we were talking about law enforcement a second ago, I think that they're holding a lot more close to the vest than we think about this case, because obviously this case will go to trial someday if they know certain parties are likely involved, that or they're just clueless, and it could be one or the other. Really, it could be on the end of like they just don't know, and it's been 9 months, and hopefully they have more that they're holding on to. But yeah, that's a great comment. They say, I would like to know if a forensic financial audit has been done on the Wells household. I would like to know which phones have been forensically examined. This person would like to know whether the creek at Ben Hill had flowing water at the time. Also, the height and weight of the closest age brother to Summer. Not quite sure why they want to know that. Yeah, this person says the same thing. Height and weight of the closest age brother. Can I ask why and how this is relative? This person asked the same thing. So this person has yet to comment on their comment about why, but they ask that. If you want to follow up on this Reddit page, I'm sure more people are going to contribute to it between now and this video coming out. Has TBI talked to H and checked the technology from that day to see if what H said he supposedly seen when going through C's phone? Has TBI cleared the man that bought property next to the Wells? Yeah, these are all good questions. This person says, this little girl pops into my head at least 2 or 3 times a month. It breaks my heart. She just disappeared. I thought for sure the changes of seasons that they'd found something. It's been almost a year. Like you don't just poof, disappear. Will Grandis speak the truth in exchange for immunity? That's a good question as well. I mean, at this point, I don't think that they're pressuring grandma unless it's behind the scenes. I'm not quite sure what made her decide to speak on WJHL a little over a week ago in the first place. But I would imagine it has to do with Don being in jail. I think I've talked about this a lot. I think Don controlled a lot of the narrative in all of this. And so maybe grandma felt safer and more able to be able to come forward and speak because Don maybe wasn't necessarily controlling everyone's every move. In a nutshell, I want to know everything that law enforcement does. My question would take up a page. Yeah, this is, everyone shares the same sentiment, right? Obviously, we'd want to know what law enforcement knows. This next one says, my question is, if the GPS car data and interviews with the 4 people that were there at the time of Summer's disappearance indicate that the parents are not responsible, why haven't the police said so? It is despicable if the police have no evidence to link the crime to the parents, yet let them live under a cloud of suspicion for this long. And that's a good point. You would think that in an effort to alleviate or put some of the pressure or spotlight off of the parents, that the police would come forward and state something, something along the lines of, the parents are not an active, suspect. We're not actively pursuing them, and more information around the parents as suspects as of right now. They could always do a blanket statement of, we're not ruling everyone out, but we're not focusing on the parents. That would help take the focus off. But I would imagine they don't have enough information right now, and that the parents are probably top of their list, or at the very least still on their list. This person says, I think you need to separate facts from fiction. So many people are saying the parents are liars. What lies? What exactly do we know? Please don't add to the bullshit. Just know facts only, no speculation. I don't know if this person who commented this has come to my channel. We don't necessarily treat anything as tried and true facts, right? We don't say, oh my gosh, the parents are 100% lying. People have opinions about what they think based on sitting on the sidelines and watching this thing unfold. I've never said specifically that I think the parents are lying. I say that I have a strong suspicion and a strong feeling that they are, or that at the very least that they're not telling the full truth of that day. And there's nothing wrong with that. Cases like this need the light to continue to be bright, right on it, because stuff like this gets overlooked. And for Summer's sake, and for the sake of potentially future children in this family line and in this community, you can't just let something like this slide. So no, I definitely am not trying to point anyone in one specific direction. Everyone has their opinions about this case, and they have every right to those opinions. And then this person says, my biggest question is, in a case with suspects, in parentheses, the parents clearly lying and having a criminal background, how can't law enforcement get the truth out of these people? Law enforcement has all the leverage in the world. Well, that's another thing. If they don't truly have, enough evidence and enough suspicion to bring them in, for more questioning, or to charge them with something to then get them in the hands of law enforcement that would allow them to have more questioning. This is America. You are protected in many, many ways, to where if they don't have a really strong case against you, they can't bring you in. You're protected in many, many ways. So either they're building up and keeping things very, very close to the vest and keeping a very close eye on the parents right now, which isn't too hard for Dawn, or they don't have enough right now, and we will just have to wait and see. But thank you guys to the people who contributed to this video. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button to follow not only this case, but other missing persons cases, other true crime stories, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.